Crafters, this is Paulette. We are going to do October 2013's name tags. Here's our tag. We are using Papertrey Inc.'s Vintage Picnic Set. This set has so many holiday things. There's fruit, there's letters, there's food, there's pumpkins, there's 4th of July, there's tulips for spring, there's kind of daisies for summer. Oh, there's all my masks. There is some little tiny strawberries and some other little flowers, and then sentiments for all kinds of different things. So we are going to use this basket-looking basket. We're going to use the pumpkins that fill the basket, and we're going to use the Happy Harvest sentiment. So to save time, I have already die cut with the die the little baskets out of a craft cardstock. And I've got that little die right here. It is the basket and a little napkin. I cut 2 at a time. The Papertrey ink dies are really sturdy, and they will cut 2 pieces of cardstock at a time. And these are my extra little pieces here. I stamped those in Stampin'UP's chocolate chip. And we're going to stamp the month of October with this tiny little font. It's a 15-point Times New Roman font. Just OCT for October on Stampin'UP's little jewelry tag. Because I'm flying by the seat of my pants and I didn't plan that out. I always stamp the month on there. And I already finished the tag and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So that to the rescue. These other letters are on here for stability, so that when I'm stamping, this isn't rocking. So that works out real good. So real quick, let's do our stamping that actually goes on the tag. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black for the pumpkins. We're using Ranger's Archival Jet Black for the sentiment and for the month of October. So let's do those really quick. I'm going to push this up just a smidge. All right. Now, I have laid out a little grid work here. I have very simply traced my little cards in 2 places so that I can do this fairly quickly and know that I'm on my mark. So the pumpkins are where they need to be. This is a great way to do any invitational stamping. I started doing this when I did my daughter's wedding invitations a couple years ago. And it just helps you hit right where you need to be without too much thought. You just have to figure it out one time and then you're good to go. So there's our pumpkins. Let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I also have these stuck down with just one little strip of ATG Scotch adhesive. And I touched it a lot so that I could get my cards back up when I'm done. Let's go ahead and stamp a few of these little jewelry tags. And then we'll have that done as well. I like to do that in the Ranger ink. And when I do that, I put my whatever I'm spelling right up here at the corner so I don't have to go very far into the stamp pad. It doesn't keep the ink off of your block, but it does keep it from being too terribly messy. Okay, so we have a few of those. And let's just go ahead and punch them out. Hey, what are you doing over there? My helper is in some drawers that she's not supposed to be in. Where's your books? Where's Winnie the Pooh? So very easy to punch those out. What I did was I took my little Sharpie pen and I faux drew my little hole on here. And then we'll sponge around those when we do our sponging. So let's do our coloring really quick. We're going to be using this combination of Sharpies and Bic Mark Its. And let's just start with the yellow. And we're going really fast. My YouTube is down, so I don't know when you guys will get to watch this. It's because the new iOS 7 from Apple isn't compatible with YouTube, so it doesn't recognize iPad videos any longer. So somebody dropped the ball there. I don't know if it was Apple or YouTube. And then, hey, are you supposed to be in there? Then I inadvertently deleted the third-party iOS in Google because Google is attaching itself to everything. So it's attached to YouTube now. And I diagnosed that and asked YouTube to please put that back in, and they did. It's taken a week, but it's back in there. My buddy's over there exploring some die-cut things in packages in some drawers. I can hear the plastic crinkling. Okay, now I know there's going to be a shadow here where the pumpkin in the back and where these are sitting next to the basket, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw that in there. And then I'm going to kind of come here and feather up a little bit. To make that look a little bit more natural. Ooh, are you going to play piano? So you guys know, I just kind of fake my coloring. Not going to worry too much about it. Let's see, I need that middle tone orange back. If I worried too much about my coloring skills, I would never share or make a single thing for another person. So I just do whatever I want to do, and if it's really bad, it goes in the junk drawer over here, and it will get used for something someday. Okay. I don't really have, I need the green that is the margarita color, and it is out because I've used it a lot on some St. Patrick's Day. My little St. Patrick's Day leprechaun man. So I've had to go to the, whatever this is, Sharpies for some lighter colors, because the Bic Mark Its, what I'm got left now is to darker colors. I love the lighter ones. So I'll have to buy another set. I almost bought one when school supplies came out, and I resisted. Because I have, like, I've got 2 sets here combined already. But it's like I use the really light colors. I just use them all the time. Okay, now we're going to come back with some yellow. And, oh, I didn't do, gosh, which leaves, I almost like those better. But let's do them the same. They're all the same. I'm just like touching the tips really quickly. My hand doesn't like to hold markers anyway, and so the faster the better. And then I am just going to scribble in a circle over the whole thing. And it just kind of blends all that together magically. Isn't that wonderful? What are you doing over there? Okay, we need to do the brown. Okay. Now we're ready to put our baskets on. I have, with the iOS update as well, you know, my iCloud was completely full, and then when I updated to iOS 7, it said, you have 5 gigs of iCloud, and there are 5 gigs available. It was no longer filled up. And so then I started taking pictures and doing videos like crazy, and then it has been shutting itself off. Every time I film a video, I'll just get almost all the way through and it just shuts itself off. So hopefully we'll get through this one. Oh, I forgot to sponge. We have to sponge. So here, let's just go ahead and take that up. We are sponging in Close to Cocoa. You can swirl this in the top of your pad, or you can swirl it on the edge of your mat. And that will give this a little bit softer when it goes to your cardstock. I'm not worried about this one being very soft because it's harvest, and so we're talking about gardening and dirt, so I had one of the ladies in card class tell me that they really weren't interested in Halloween, so I tried to make this more of a harvest type thing for this month's name tag instead of Halloween. So I love how this turned out. You know, when I fly by the seat of my pants, I seem to get a lot better results than when I really plan stuff out. And I think what it is that I'm not worrying about what I'm doing. I'm really doing something artistic and creative, and it just turns out prettier that way, I think. So I sponge these a little bit as well. Because there just was no place to stamp that big October. So I think they're very cute. I love them. So really fun. Very harvesty. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know.